welcome. My name is Jenny. Thank you so much for joining me for today's favorite oil. Today we're going to be covering another classic. This one is also in our Home Essentials kit, and it is oregano. This is one I would say is just a great one to have on hand all the time just because it is such an amazing immune boost as well. If you have any chest stuff, coughs, or infections going on, oregano is an amazing one to help with that. I know for myself, even before I was introduced to the doTERRA oils, I was using oregano oil if I did get sick, and that was just a recommendation even from my naturopath, so I would just take a drop in some juice and chug it back. It doesn't taste the greatest. If you can do a drop under the tongue, again, that's the fastest way for it to absorb into the blood. One of the reasons why oregano is such a powerful agent for killing off infections and things like that is because of one of the main chemical constituents that's actually in it, called carvacrol. Carvacrol is actually in over 800 studies that have actually been documented on PubMed, which is the world's #1 database for scientific evidence-based literature. So you can check that out if you want to look into the studies, but those studies are showing the amazing effects that carvacrol has on bacterial infections, fungal infections, parasites, viruses, inflammation, allergies, candida, as well as tumors. Okay, so that's the main chemical constituent that's actually in oregano is the carvacrol. There's actually an incredible study that a kid did when I first started working with these oils. I believe the video has since been taken down, which is too bad because it was really quite neat. This kid, for his high school science project or science fair project, he actually studied the effects of the doTERRA oregano oil against amoxicillin, and the results were so incredible that his teacher towards the end was even having him doing less than a drop size just to continue to see how powerful this particular oil is. Now, again, great for killing off bacteria, things along those lines. So if you're getting sick, or if you are sick, this would be a great one to use as well for maybe an immune boost. But we also can suggest this as a cleanse. Now, what's great is we also already have the GX Assist, which is for a natural cleanse. I would suggest doing this one for about 10 days. This one actually has oregano and tea tree as the first two ingredients, as well as lemon, lemongrass, peppermint, and thyme, so other ones that can help for antioxidants and help to assist the liver during the cleanse. And then, of course, if you are actually sick, you can do the On Guard soft gel. So we do have the On Guard oil formula, but there are a few extra oils that have been added into the capsules, such as the oregano, the melissa, and the black pepper, on top of which is already in there with the wild orange, clove, black pepper, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. Okay, so two different options if you're sick, and if you're doing a cleanse, you can use these guys. And of course, you can always have a go-to with this particular oregano. What was really neat, I was watching a video that was done by one of the doctors that works with our medical team with doTERRA, and they were actually showing some bacteria, and I did share the link on my Facebook page so you can have a look, but it was showing how bacteria is awesome in the way that it can create a protective shell, kind of like an M&M candy. The shell protects the chocolate, and on the outside of that shell then produces like this gooey substance. So what was showing is when you introduce tea tree, first of all, helps to get rid of the goo that is around the actual shell, and then the oregano is actually able to break into that shell to bust open the bacteria, which can continue to help to kill off that bacteria. So it was very cool to see, and that's just to give you an idea of the science behind how this guy particularly works. This is also one that I do recommend for different skincare things, whether it be like a ringworm or athlete's foot, stuff like that. But I have offered a suggestion for my clients to use this directly on a corn or a wart. The suggestion is because, again, it's very, very hot oil. So if you apply that Vaseline around the area that you're going to work on and then put the oregano directly onto the wart or the corn, you'll actually see it turn white, kind of similar to actually having like a liquid nitrogen treatment. And you can continue to work with that and see how it works for you. Very, very powerful. This is a hot oil, so just a little bit of essential oil safety. If you ever were to use this on the skin, always, always, always dilute with a carrier oil. It is a hot oil. If you applied it directly onto the skin, you would feel that intensity of that heat, that burning sensation. And of course, our natural thought is that when something is burning, we want to flush it out, right? So we'll go to the water. But again, what do we know about oil and water? They don't mix, so that would actually just intensify the penetration of the oregano. If you imagine one drop of an essential oil actually has about 40 million trillion molecules in it, add some water to that, it's just going to divide those molecules to, again, intensify that penetration. So if you were to ever have any kind of reaction to, any sensitivity to an essential oil, perhaps, or again, working with a hot oil, if you were to use it incorrectly and put it directly on the skin, you can just use a carrier oil like a coconut oil and just continue to dilute it. It will continue to penetrate, but it will slow down that penetration so it's a little bit more doable. Oregano is also an emotional oil. It can actually help with feelings of being unattached or things along those lines. This is one of the essential oils that has been approved in Canada for one of the top 20 products that is considered a natural healthcare product in Canada. For the oregano, I'm actually surprised there's only 2 mentions here. One specific is to add oregano for your cooking purposes, so you can add it for flavoring for your food. So again, that's an internal usage. And then topically, use diluted as a powerful cleansing agent for the skin. So those are the 2 main ones that it recommends. It doesn't mention too much about the chest health or things along those lines. But again, the Carb Crawl shows that it's great to work with bacterial infections, whether it be chest or things along those lines. So if you have any questions about the oregano or any other oil, feel free to give me a shout. If you're in need of any recommendations for any emotional and or physical health concerns, let me know. I would be more than happy to help you out. And again, I appreciate any suggestions or feedback for the favorite oil of the day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.